I can't believe it. I cannot believe we have a potential Uzaki-chan moment going on in The Dangers in My Heart. This is a real page. This is a real chapter that just came out this morning, 9 hours ago. Don't believe me? You think that this is fake? This is an elaborate fake? No. The author themselves, okay, has literally posted about this. This is their official Twitter account, Norio Sensei's Twitter account, and she posted the cover picture of the chapter, chapter 157, to the page of them kissing, to basically the imagination of what could potentially be going on with this situation, and then obviously some of the embarrassed nature of, you know, going to bed together. But within the exact same chapter on the official Japanese site, this is a real page. This is straight up real. What is going on this year, man? Like, seriously, like, can we take a few moments to talk about that? Like, what is up with these offers this year in 2024? Well, let's go over this. I mean, we have Uzaki-chan literally defeating and being defeated by the dragon, okay? And I think everybody knows about this if you browse on my channel. Very crazy progression with their characters, especially since, you know, they literally got intimate with each other, literally are going to be marrying. They're having a whole marriage arc right now within the story, and the story hasn't been, like, announced for concluding anytime soon. And the fact that we have basically a story progressing after them fully getting together and doing the deed, second and third base, is some wild stuff. It's really different from the normal manga you usually see in the romance and rom-com genre. So, props are due, credit, etc. It's insane. But it's not just Uzaki-chan that has been legitimately insane this year. We gotta look at Nagatoro. It came to a close earlier this year, and even though it did technically follow the general format of, like, when characters get together, you know, there's 5 chapters announced left, it still ended on a very satisfying note that I legitimately didn't really see any negativity for Nagatoro whatsoever. In fact, it does leave the door open for a potential follow-up continuation, maybe for their adult life, which I hope does indeed happen. It would be very cute and adorable if that happens, but Nagatoro ended on a very good note and had a lot of progression with its story. Then we have Anjo-san, as well, with its massive progression for this year. Komi Can't Communicate, as well, had some massive progression in these last few chapters. Then, now at long last, we have what's going on in Bokuyaba, Dangers in My Heart. And I am legitimately stunned by what has been happening, because it's like, I don't know what it is, but all these writers and authors got together just to really make some of the best moments within romance manga in the last decade. Like, this is some legitimately insane stuff. And these are some very high quality, very popular romance manga that's been getting these great moments. Like, for instance, Komi Can't Communicate, to Dangers in My Heart, to Uzaki-chan. You know, those series just alone, in of itself, are massive, okay? Obviously, they might not be to the same level as, you know, not well known as, let's say, Oshinoko or Dragon Ball, Bleach, JJK. You get those points, but they are romance manga, and they are very well known in that niche of the community. And the fact that they legitimately are incredibly popular and getting this level of progression and no announcements of a conclusion is amazing. I really love the direction that romance manga has been going in these last few years. I don't know necessarily where the change actually happened, but you go back a decade and a half ago, or even just a decade, romance manga like this was very, very rare. Seeing this happen not just once, but like 4 to 5 times in one given year is insane. It really is insane, especially with very well-in-demand manga at that. We're not talking about very niche, hidden gem manga. We're talking about very well-known manga getting this type of progression. This was unseen a long time ago. Like, nowadays, when you look at, like, manga progression, how it used to be was Rent-a-Girlfriend. Now, I know that's an easy low-hanging fruit joke of making fun of Rent-a-Girlfriend, but it is a very good example here. Rent-a-Girlfriend is an example of a series of how old romance and rom-com stories were, to where it will last hundreds of chapters where the story, the characters flounder around, and every 50 to 60 chapters there will be some slight progression with the characters, maybe for 5 or so chapters, and then you'll have, again, more irrelevant content that might put them 2 steps back again, or just nothing happens for a very long time, and then there is a little bit of progression here and there. Let's think of, Nichijou. Like, you know, or not Nichijou, Nisekoi. I don't know why I said Nichijou. Nisekoi. Nisekoi is a very good example of this as well, with the whole ordeal with finding out, you know, who the MC was going to get with. It was very obvious. It was very tiring and drawn out. It was just like, you know how it was going to end. And it's just like, everything about romance used to be like Rent-a-Girlfriend. But it's had a drastic shift in these last few years to where you actually have legitimate romantic progress. And I think that is absolutely incredible. I love the direction. I love this new age of romance and rom-coms. It's great. And then you throw in even like the actual funny rom-coms like 100 Girlfriends and what's going on there. It's a really good time. And then you take a hard look at this year for like other manga, like we look at the shonen stuff, and regardless if you disagree with the endings or not, there's been a lot of controversy around certain series that's ended this year, like My Hero, JJK, and Oshinoko. And, you know, the thing is like, you see the shonen genre, or shonen demographic, not really doing so hot recently when it comes to battle and stuff like that. And then you have romance manga that's been the butt end of a joke for a very long time, legitimately having some of the best moments of manga in the last few years. Like, actually incredible stuff. So, I don't know, man. I love what's been going on here. This chapter, waking up to this chapter, was straight up another highlight to a good moment for 2024 for romance manga. This is amazing. Now, with that out of the way, there is a few things I do want to cover. So first off, did Kyo and did Yamada do the deed? Well, I regret to inform you, no. But, it's a big but, it's probably going to happen. Hear me out. So, basically, this is the chapter, okay? You literally see they're getting intimate, Yamada unclothing and all that type of stuff. And then you see Kyo, he hugs her, he builds up the courage, he hugs her and all that. She gets embarrassed and shocked about the whole ordeal. And as she's like, whoa, he backs off, but she grabs his hand. You can literally see here at the bottom, she grabs his hand, okay? And then in the next page, she literally, while grabbing his hand, he's very embarrassed, she pulls his hand closer to allow him to just straight up, yeah, you know, just literally full-on grab, okay? He is holding giant melons, so to speak. She allows him, and she just continues to allow this, and this whole interaction basically implies that Yamada really wants to push the relationship to the next level. She wants to progress. And so it's just like, wow, this is actually happening. Like, this is insane. And even though we didn't get much further than this is a very big deal within a romance story, because, like, usually this type of stuff, like, they dive into the deep end. When this happens, it's full-blown dive into the deep end. Let's, you know, just think of other stories in the past. So, the fact that this happened, and this was allowed and it ends here, there's definitely going to be a follow-up maybe to this, maybe in a few chapters, 10 chapters or so. So that's interesting. But, there is one big takeaway from this chapter. And that is, in the final page, obviously, there seems to be where Yamada wants to push it even further. She gets intimate, she pushes Kyo down, she starts kissing him in his face. He obviously kisses her back, you can see he's into it. But then the sun comes in, it blinds him a little bit. It seems like, I could be wrong here, this is Japanese. The chapter isn't translated to my knowledge yet. But they realize it's morning. So I don't know exactly what's going on here, but this isn't the typical cliche of, like, for instance, getting interrupted by your family members, or getting slapped in the face, or anything like that, or it was all a dream. No, legitimately, this did happen, but I think something else went on, and this shows two things. It shows that Yamada wants to really progress and dive into more adult nature stuff of, like, their relationship. But Kyo is so shy and so embarrassed, Kyo might not be fully ready yet. That's at the very least what I think from this chapter before it's fully translated. But even still, it is a very good chapter. There is realistic progression with the characters here, and I am excited to see where Norio Sensei takes this story. And so, let's talk about this for a second. So Norio, this is the offer, really got down bad, because it's like, with that chapter, the imagination, the cover page I showed and all that, to everything, clearly Norio really wants to progress the story, and was feeling very down bad in November. And, you know, believe me, this is, you know, Norio, she, has always had some form of, like, lewd jokes and stuff throughout the years. Don't believe me? You take one look at, like, her wiki page, and this is literally, like, what she named her cat. So she has a red cat, Tabby Cat, and she named him, like, Mamilon, which is French for nipples. She named her cat nipples. Okay, I think that says enough about, like, how she is as an artist and a writer and all that. Pretty funny. So, like, this writer has always been, like, more on the lewd side, or at least doing, like, some jokes like that. So, I think everything about it falls in line, and, like, the writer is legitimately ready to dive into the next step of the relationship. So, I'm excited. I'm excited to see where it's gonna go. But, yeah, I did not think we would get another potential Uzaki-chan moment in manga in 2024. So I'll leave it at that. Thank you so much for watching. May all of you stay blessed and healthy. And leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Leave a comment if you, are excited for the next chapter as much as me. But be safe, stay healthy. Chibi out.